Hey guys, it's February 20th, 2016. We're going to read Mark chapter 11, finish the verses that we finished yesterday about Jesus coming into Jerusalem. Okay, so we read, they answered Jesus and told them, this is Mark 11, verse 6, they answered Jesus and told them to, and the people let them go. When they brought the colt to Jesus, they threw their cloaks over it. He sat on it. Many people spread their cloaks on the road, while it spread branches they had cut off the fields. Those who went ahead and those who followed shouted, Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the coming of the kingdom of our father David. Hosanna in the highest heaven. Jesus entered Jerusalem and went into the temple courts. He looked around at everything, but since it was already late, he went out to Bethany with 12. Jesus curses a fig tree and clears the temple courts. The next day, as they were leaving Bethany, Jesus was hungry. Seeing in the distance a fig tree and a leaf, he went to find out if it had any fruit. When he had reached it, he found nothing but leaves, because it was not the season for figs. Then he said to the tree, May no one ever eat fruit from you again. And his disciples heard him say it. On reaching Jerusalem, Jesus entered the temple courts and began driving out those who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves, and would not allow anyone to carry merchandise through the temple courts. And he taught them. He said, It is not written, My house will be called a house of prayer for all nations, but you have made it a den of robbers. The chief priests and the teachers of the law heard and began looking for a way to kill him, for they feared him, because the whole crowd was amazed at his teaching. When the evening came, Jesus and his disciples went out to the city. In the morning, as they went along, they saw the fig tree withered from the roots. Peter remembered and said to Jesus, Rabbi, look, the fig tree you cursed and withered. Have faith in God. Jesus answered, Truly I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, Go throw yourself into the sea, and does not doubt in their heart, but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them. Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. And when you stand praying, if you hold anything against anyone, forgive them, so that your Father in heaven may forgive you of your sins. They arrived again in Jerusalem, and while Jesus was walking in the temple courts, the chief priests and the teachers of the law and the elders came to him. By what authority are you doing these things? They asked, and who gave you authority to do this? Jesus replied, I will ask you one question. Answer me, and I will tell you by what authority I am doing things. John's baptism, was it from heaven and for a human origin? Tell me. Let's read that again, verse 29. Jesus replied, I will ask you one question. Answer me, and I will tell you by what authority I am doing these things. John's baptism, was it for heaven or human origin? Tell me. They discussed it among themselves and said, If we say from heaven, he will ask, then why didn't you believe him? But if we say of human origin, they feared the people, for everyone held that John really was a prophet. So they answered Jesus, We don't know. Jesus said, Neither will I tell you by what authority I am doing these things. That was the rest of Mark chapter 11. Tomorrow, chapter 12, we will read the parable of the tenants, paying the imperial tax to Caesar, marriage at the resurrection, the greatest commandment, which is love thy neighbor, right? It is love the Lord your God with all your might and soul, okay? Whose son is the Messiah, warning against teachers of the law, the widow's offering. Okay, just so you know, we've only got Mark 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, and that would be the completion of the book of Mark, okay? All right, so let's see. Living for what energizes. Energetic people may inspire you, or they may drive you nuts. This usually depends on where their energy comes from. Are they exposed a bit of electric wire, driven by the tyranny of the urgent? These people are exhausting. They want you to buy into their frenzy, and if you don't, they resent you and move on to something else? Or are the folks charged by the spark of what matters? With these, you may find a similar buoyances, but there's warmth and generosity to set their fire. If they invite you to join them, it's more about sharing in their joy or giving you the taste of what feeds their soul. You want to be around people with that kind of energy. It's more refreshing than exhausting, more freeing than full of obligation. It can help you free the rat race while giving you supernatural fuel to run for the life that matters. We should all be thankful for those people who rekindle their inner spirit. Albert Schweitzer. Living for what enriches. We'd prefer not to think about it, but rats don't eat just cheese. Really, rats are scavengers and will eat just about anything they find, no matter how disgusting. This is probably why they have such a low reputation in the animal kingdom. Perhaps you found that when you're always on the go, run ragged about your race, you tend to eat poorly. You spend more time in the drive-through lane. Your freezer is full of processed food made from scratch. Home-cooked meals are few and far between. Likewise, your life is one big rat race. You also can play scavenger. You get your nutritions wherever you can find them. Fast food entertainment, canned information, processed inspiration. You are what you eat. When it comes to feeding your soul, don't compromise on your diet. Live for what enriches. This will bring health to your body and nutrition to your bones. Proverbs 3:8. All right. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you tomorrow with Mark chapter 12.